Hello and welcome to another teaching by 119 Ministries. Our ministry teaches that the whole Bible is true and applicable for our lives today. If you would like to know more about what we believe and teach, please visit us at testeverything.net. We hope that you enjoy studying and testing the following teaching. The Hebrew word for grace is chen. It is composed of the Hebrew letters chet, pictured by a fence, meaning private, to separate from outside, and nun, pictured by a seed of life or later of fish, meaning activity, life, continue, or air. The word itself means beauty or loveliness, and literally in the Paleo-Hebrew means to separate from the outside or protect life. Before moving on, it should be noted that this single, simple Hebrew word is translated into English using numerous words, including grace, favor, charm, acceptance, kindness, pleasant, precious, and elegance. As we note in our teaching, How to Test Everything, Hebrew thinking is concrete. It is seen, touched, smelled, tasted, or heard, action-oriented, while Greek thinking is more abstract, concepts or ideas, almost always used by English translators even to this day. This explains the common motivation by translators to use various English words for the same Hebrew word. This difference in thinking is one of the reasons we don't always find the word grace in our English translations of the Torah, or the first 5 books of Moses. The English word grace, as we understand it, which we accept to mean unmerited favor for a loose definition, is fairly abstract. In Hebrew, we must understand in the more concrete terms, which provides a wonderful picture. It is also precisely why it is such value in keyword studies to go back to the original Paleo-Hebrew, which is the Aleph Bet used for most of the Tanakh, or the Old Testament, and all of the Torah. This Hebrew word chen is linguistically related and part of the root hanan and hanun, meaning to be inclined toward or favor, and hana, meaning to incline or make camp. Another way of understanding this is that we favor or make camp with one or those acceptable to us, and to find favor, grace, in someone's eyes is also to find them beautiful. These related words may be found over 250 times throughout the Tanakh alone. Notice how Hana is used in relation to those who would camp near to the tabernacle. Numbers 152. The sons of Israel shall camp, each man by his own camp, and each man by his own standard, according to their armies. A good example of the use of chen in the Tanakh is the story of Noah. Genesis chapter 6, verse 8. But Noah found grace in the eyes of Yahweh. The most observant, or those with some basic Hebrew knowledge, might also notice that the same 2 Hebrew letters make up with the name of Noah, or Noach, which means resting, or literally in the Paleo-Hebrew, the air separated from the outside, as while in the ark. Moses also received God's grace. Exodus chapter 33. Now therefore, I pray you, if I have found favor, chen, in your sight, let me know your ways, so that I may know you, that I may find favor, chen, in your sight. Consider too that this nation is your people. And he said, my presence shall go with you, and I will give you rest. Exodus 34, verse 6. Yahweh passed before him and proclaimed Yahweh, Yahweh El, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin, but who will by no means clear the guilty, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children and the children's children to the 3rd and 4th generation. Here's the word in the Greek Septuagint for grace. It means that which affords pleasure or delight, loving kindness, favor, or thanks. This same word used in the New Testament is used identically. John 1:17. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach. Remember also, from our teaching grafted in, the law wasn't just for the natural-born Israel, but also the alien, from the nations or Gentiles, to be grafted into Israel and to be counted as the same as Israel with the same law, with no differences. For example, Exodus chapter 12, verse 49. The same law applies to the native-born and to the alien living among you. Psalm 84:11. For Yahweh God is a sun and shield. Yahweh will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from all them that walk uprightly. In Hebraic terms, this would be understood to present a consistent message. God provides instruction, Torah, for those he favors. And what he considers beautiful is protected from the outside world through Yeshua, the Messiah. We see clearly that grace is not a new concept presented for the first time in the New Testament. Rather, it is present throughout the whole Bible, and God has offered it. It has been required from the beginning. So if we want to encamp near God with his protection, or have him consider us beautiful enough to protect, then we must receive chen, or his grace. God's grace through Yeshua is the primary way of how God revealed his love for us in full. For more on grace and how it relates to faith and obedience, please see our teaching, Grace, Faith, and Obedience. We hope that this teaching has blessed you. And remember, continue to test everything. Shalom.
It is because of you, our generous supporters, who make it possible to offer these high-quality teachings completely free of charge. If you feel led to support 119 Ministries so that we can continue this effort, please visit testeverything.net and click on the Support 119 tab. Learn how you can partner with us to take the whole Word of God to the nations.